Okay, so I don't do a lot of winter backpacking, but I'm always thinking about what am I going to do as soon as it warms up just a tad, just a little bit, so I can get out in the field. But I'm doing more than thinking. I need to have my body ready for that day. So what are the things that I do in colder weather to get myself prepared for backpacking? That's what we're going to talk about today. Stick with me. Let's go for a walk. Now, as I get started on this video, I'm talking to people who have backpacked before and who are trying to stay prepared for the upcoming backpacking season. But that may not be you. You perhaps have never backpacked before in your life. So let me give you a couple of tips for you. And by the way, I'm focusing mostly here on people over 50, but these are good tips for anybody. Number one is be aware that your body may not be prepared for the rigors of backpacking. Some of the things you may want to do is talk to a medical professional, get your blood pressure checked, get your heart checked, get your weight checked, kind of see where you are overall. And if you're not ready right now, get on a program to get ready. By the way, if you'd like my help, go ahead and send me a DM, send me a message, and I'll see what I can do to help you put together a plan. When I started to get interested in backpacking, the area that I focused on first was my cardio. I wanted to make sure that my legs were strong enough to handle the rigor of a backpack, that my lungs and my heart were ready for the adventure. And so I started my cardio adventure. What did I do? It's really simple. It's what I'm doing right now. It's just walking. My goal was to try to get initially just a couple of miles. And then I started to increase it to a little bit more than 2 miles, and then 3 miles, and then eventually 4 miles. And that's pretty much my go-to right now. I try to do 4 miles a day, 4 times a week. That's my goal. If I'm not walking, I try to bike ride. I bought a bike. I get out on my bike, and my goal on my bike is 15 miles in around 1 hour. You know, sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but nonetheless, cardio is a number one place for me to work out. One other really good source of cardio, by the way, that works really well when preparing for backpacking are stairs. If you can find a place where you have multiple flights of stairs, try to set aside, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and just rock them out. Get up, go down, get up, go down, knock out those stairs. An amazing source of cardio and also good fitness overall with your legs. I also focus on my core, my upper body, my abdomen, and my legs. I work on core muscle groups. Some of the things that I do there are lunges. Lunges are very, very helpful. I also do a lot of squats, but I have a modified squat that I do. I do a squat that then moves into a calf extension. So I'm working with my upper legs and my calves, and I'm really focusing on those muscle groups. I try to do, you're gonna laugh at this, but I try to do 100 of those every other day. Now, I don't have any weights at home, and I live a long ways from the nearest gym. But what I've done is I bought some resistance bands, and I use the resistance bands instead of weights. With those, I focus on my muscles in my arms and in my shoulders and in my chest. The goal here, of course, is not just to focus on the lower portions of the body and keep that in good shape, but also the upper portion of the body as well. Because, you know, you've got to take off your backpack, you've got to put your backpack on. There's a lot of things that happen on trail, and you need to make sure that your body is prepared for that. In terms of my abdomen, I'll do curls, and I'll also do planks, and my favorite, Superman. I'm also careful about my diet, you know, because I love being outside, being outdoors, and hiking and backpacking. I'm careful about what I take in. Now, I'm not talking about having a Spartan diet where basically you eat spinach and drink water and that's it. Now I'm talking about eating good food, but I eat food that is good for my body. I take in nourishment with the goal of keeping healthy, not just splurging and bilging on ice cream. A little ice cream is good, but too much ice cream, not so good for hiking. And so when I reach for something that I know is not going to be good for me necessarily, I have that mental check. Do I want to move forward, or do I just want to put it away? Hiking gives you that kind of self-control and focus. Another thing I do to stay in shape basically and be prepared for the trail is I take my day pack and I put a bunch of water in it. You know, 1 liter of water weighs almost 2.5 pounds. So I just take a whole bunch of water bottles in particular, I put it in my day pack, I strap on my day pack, and I go find a trail near me, not an overnight trail, you know, a 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile trail, and I just go ahead and hike the hills. I hike the hills with my weighted down backpack, and that helps my body remember how to carry a fully loaded backpack when I'm out in the field. And lastly, it's really important just to get your mind in the game. You know, be mentally prepared for the rigor of being on the trail. You know, sometimes you'll go with people. That's a lot of fun. I like to go backpacking with my oldest son. Other times you may just want to go out alone. But you know, if you're going to go out for 3, 4, 5 days in the backcountry alone, or even more, where really you don't have a lot of human interaction, you better be confident in who you are and able to handle that type of solitude. Some people really struggle with that. I'm actually a people person, and I like to be around people. But when I am on trail, there's something special about just being out there alone in the wilderness, me and God, just enjoying the trail. So, you know, get yourself alone from time to time. The other things you might want to do is just go ahead and set up your tent in your backyard and just have an overnighter. Now, of course, you might want it to get a little warmer. I don't like to be outside in the evening when it's dipping down into the teens or below. But find that time where you can simply be alone. You know, with that, I encourage you to consider backpacking. Not that I want all of y'all out on the trail at the same time, because, hey, we'd all just mess up the forest. But if you feel the call to enjoy nature while backpacking, get busy, get active, get working on that core, get working on your diet, get working on your cardio, and get on out there and have a great time. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the trail. Talk to you later.